Alright, hello guys, welcome back. I've been pretty busy, haven't been uploading, but we're just gonna quickly move over to Trello. Today, I want to talk about the recent patch for 1.20.31. Yeah, kind of long, but yeah, I was browsing Reddit. Haven't been checking Trello much, but I did see a post about Trello, so it did get updated. I already went over the note. But basically, in short, right, if you guys just want information, is basically a durability update for your gear, right? Depending on how much damage or how damaged your gear is, like if the durability is low, the stats you get from that armor is gonna be less. Like if you have 300 defense and it's damaged, right? Like you might have like 150 defense and so on, right? Depending how damaged it is. The scaling, we don't know it. We don't know it yet, but it's looking kind of bad. I don't know. I just personally don't like the durability like aspect of games. Like it exists to punish players for doing something wrong, right? Like let's say if you're taking damage, oh no, you did something wrong, right? So, and then it went into okay, so if I'm taking damage, right, and you lose durability, that means melee player are gonna suffer. So, yeah, I don't know, but let's go over quickly how it works, right? Well, I say quickly, but there's quite a paragraph here. I don't want to miss anything, so we're just gonna read it out loud, right? Dragons, which are tier 4 animals now, right? Cool. Tier 3s are sharks, sea monsters like white eyes, kraken. I don't know if the omen is a tier 4, but we'll find out. You know, someone will get hit by the omen eventually, right, guys? Oh, there goes all your durability. Okay, so it says how this works is the rate that this happens, which is your durability, right? It goes down is based on the attack's damage and your beast's defense stat, right? So it says, for example, after taking 100% of your health worth of cumulative damage in physical large creature attack, a single piece of your equipped gear will become damaged. Now, how damage works, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really say, right? I assume is how much it accumulates, right? It's whatever. But it cannot be destroyed, right? It says it cannot be deleted. Once they are damaged, they cannot be damaged further. Besides one exception mentioned below. There's an exception to being damaged further? What? Alright, whatever. It says damaged item gives 50% less stats or worth 50% less. Okay, so yeah. I was like basically on point with the 300 armor and stuff. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Sure. When you have a damaged item equipped, a status effect will show under your hotbar, which explains that the item gives less stats. So that's like a tip tool. I'm gonna skip over here. I just don't want to make the video too long, right? Like it's a, I know we don't like reading, so yeah, I'm just doing that so I can excuse myself. So guidebook explaining to damage and repair kits. Repair kits are gonna be how we repair our gear, right? So that's cool. Damage item can be repaired by NPCs, or I mean blacksmith NPCs. The cost is to repair damaged gear is 33% of its regular like money value, whatever. I refuse to say that word, guys. Like galleon just sounded way better. Anyways, we won't go into that. So basically, like a sunken gear. Wait, does it say its worth, its cost to repair its regular value? Some armor are worth quite a lot. Like in terms of value, I think 10k is the max. I'm not sure. I don't remember. So it's gonna cost like 3k to repair a gear, like maybe like the most expensive gear. Like sunken armor or something like that. Sure. Add repair kits, which can be bought in bulk from armor NPC. Sure, okay. Each repair kit can repair 100 worth of damage to an item. I think that's really annoying, right? So, okay, like here's the thing. I hope there's a massive amount of repair kits being released, like into the shop, and we can use them all at the same time to instant repair, right? Because if it takes one repair kit and it only repairs like barely a fraction of your armor, that just sucks, right? I feel like it should be 1,000, to be honest. Like instead of like $100 worth of repair. I don't know. It just seems really annoying. But yeah, we'll have to see how that works. Then we'll see how annoying it is, right? And it lets you clean the potion grease from a weapon. Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay. The last note is for powerful dragons. Tier 4 and any stronger tier can damage the gear. Ugh, that sounded weird. So basically, damaged gear can be like further damage, become ruined. Right, so dragon can basically destroy your item. Like not destroy, like remove completely. But it makes your gear gives 90% less stat, basically equivalent to the useless, right? Sure. Yeah, which means you need a lot more to repair them. Okay, now let's talk about this mechanic itself, right? Like their ability, like I stated, like I did not like. I don't like this, to be honest. Like let's go back to melee players. Like if you're a melee player and you're just like mostly berserker and maybe warlord, right? If you're just going in and taking damage, you're basically cooked. Like your gear can become ruined, right? Now we don't know how fast it scales, right? Like how many hits the dragon's gonna have to hit you. Does it have to do like, let's say you have 2000 HP. If it did 2000 HP to you, your gear can become ruined? Or does it maybe need to do like 4000 damage to you, right? Like double the amount to make it ruined, right? Like at first it will turn your gear into damage, then it will make it ruined, right? Which is how I think it's gonna work. I just don't like it, the fact that like the meta is basically always shifting towards like ranged characters, right? Which, I mean, it's fine if everybody's just playing mages and whatnot, but when you have like so many classes, there's just an imbalance, right? Ugh, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Have to take a sip of water. But yeah, the good thing I do see with this their ability system, right, is that it does cost money to buy the repair kit, right? Which means it's like a money sink, right? Remember about it, like the inflation, like everything costs like $1 million and we can't do anything with galleons besides upgrading your like fleet. So for fleet, it usually takes like 200,000 to upgrade from like one level of like activity, right? Like, so for example, like harvesting is one of the fleet activity. Like to level up from like one level to like a second level, you need like 200k, right? Which is quite a lot. And that's a good money sink to like deflate everything, right? Like because everything costs like $1 million right now. Like sunken gear basically costs $1 million, right? This can help with that. It can be annoying though. Like we really have to see the scaling for this, right? Like when we get hit by the dragon, then we'll figure it out, right? But overall, I just don't like this mechanic, right? Like if the dragon just don't destroy your durability at all, I don't think nothing would change. Like the gameplay would be about the same, to be honest. Like just make the dragon fight awesome, you know what I mean? Like let's say you have to like, okay, there's a mechanic for dragon breath that makes a area, like lock down the area with fire that will burn you over time, so you cannot go to this area, right? Like you can't go to that area. Have some mechanic we can interact with. I'm going off topic, but I just don't know why their ability is here for now, right? The Trello doesn't really explain that too much, so I kind of had to like, you know, think to myself, let me know if you guys have any ideas, because I don't like this. Like, it just punishes all the players overall, right? Which doesn't make the game more fun. Like, a cool boss fight doesn't really have to just, like, punish you for failing the fight, Like, we're already losing money for basically fighting him. So, I mean, there's that, but, and like going back to the far reach, right? Because you had to like manually drive to the far reach to find the dragon and so on. So, that can be kind of annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll like cut and edit if I had anything in mind to add on. Yeah. But I'll probably end the video here, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this durability thing going on. I'm not sure, guys. I'm really iffy about this. I like to see the bright things on the other side. But as long as the dragon fight is okay, this can all be pardoned, that is okay.